Good afternoon, class. Almost every day the number is declining day by day. I don't know what is the reason. Am I audible? First of all, is my voice audible,
Yes,
students?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The attendance was pretty good, 19 or 20 plus. Now it's come down to 16. I don't know. I think once if we follow the attendance norms to your class, I think only then you people will realize. One or two with respect to genuine cases, fine, they have informed me. But what about others? Out of 26, 10 absentees. I don't know what is the reason. Okay, anyway, I just don't want to waste my time. So we'll start the class. Screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think all of you had drawn this particular diagram. So yesterday we had started with the fourth module, e-commerce fundamentals. So we were discussing about e-commerce with a few examples and a few scenarios. So I had asked you to just relate one or two students, with respect to each and every process which is involved in this particular diagram. So anyone would like to just share whatever I had assigned yesterday, one or two students, it would be fine. You voluntarily you can unmute and you can start. I don't want to name anyone. Any one or two student is also fine. Any one of you would like to do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is this Priyanka B? Okay, you can start.
Myself, I designed by one product by selling process. Product name is Ayurvedic powder for pandemic, and the market stimulation education which involves creating website and ads and publishing throughout the internet about the product. Terms and negotiation which uh, consists of the terms only by payment, online transaction, and no return policy. Order receipt, which consists of amount, net weight, and manufacture date, expire date, and batch number, etc. Order selection, which having a two order two order selection, which have sleeves powders and spices powders. And order billing, which consists of only through billing, payment, UPI, credit or debit cards, only two transactions. Fulfillment delivery, which consists of live location, full address, which consists of landmark, house number, locality, email address is optional, phone number, tracking service. Customer service and support, which having service number, feedback, rating, and tracking order to the customers. That's it, ma'am.
Okay, good. So anyone who can explain the buying process, selling process was explained by Priyanka in a good way. Anyone else? Buying process.
Ma'am, may I explain, ma'am?
Yes, anyone is fine for me. I have no issues.
Ma'am, the thing is, it's the scope of e-commerce. Actually, if we take an example like Amazon or any website, uh, from which we are buying the thing, the whole process consists of two things. That is the selling process and the buying process. In selling process, marketing and discovery and transaction, these service and support, these spaces are taken by the whoever is working on that website, ma'am. Like marketing, these thing is not up to us. Only buying process is to the customer, and the services whatever they are providing, it's up to the persons who are managing that. Like if we consider the first phase of selling, marketing. in marketing, for selling some product, they are supposed to do some research so that the customers will are willing to buy products from their website. And in terms of transaction, it should be when one person is buying, the transaction should process should be stable. For that, there are some process like order receipt, order selection and priorities, order billing, order scheduling, and these everything is taken by the website members, whatever the website or e-commerce platform is. And service and support, it should be provided by the those are the services that must be provided by them to the customers. And in case of buying process, everything product discovery, product evaluation, actually these are the things what a customer is doing, like going onto a website and picking a website and then or adding to cart and then ordering and then payment, ma'am.
Okay, good, fine. So anybody else want to do it? Okay, somebody is waiting. Yeah, we'll just continue. So you people are much familiar about this e-commerce technology, and explanation or elaboration from my end still is not required, because all of you are personally involved in one or the other process, either buying process or selling process. So we'll move further. So this diagram depicts the e-commerce technologies. Okay, so the image clarity is not that good. I'll just zoom out a bit. This much I think. Yeah. So you can see here, the diagram or the graphical illustration projects these steps involved. In fact, you can see that the steps are numbered in the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it consists of 6 steps. Okay, so we'll just see. So the customer making use of the browser, he places the order, right? It could be for a product or it could be for some raw material, whatever it could be. Okay, so that particular request is being processed by the firewall, right? So you can see here, quick source, user submits a request for quote or quotation for publication via internet. Okay, so RFQ, that is request for quote for the publication via internet. So it is like for marketing strategy. So that is the first step. So from the firewall, it definitely, the request is being sent to the respective web server. So step 2 is web server passes the HTTP request, validates the user identity and authorization, and processes the request. So even we say when everything is happening over the internet technology, the authorization and the authentication of the user becomes very, very important. Because you might have witnessed that in some site or in some web applications or in some web stores, until unless you are a registered member by providing your personal details or basic information, you will not be able to proceed further, right? Because the moment you register, there are so many ways of carrying out the authentication process. It could be nowadays definitely an OTP will be sent to your registered mobile, or it could be one more step like OTP sent to your mobile as for the verification code, and further one mail is also sent to your registered mail ID to authenticate or to carry on the subsequent process, right? So it could be anything. So authorization and the authentication of the user becomes essential, and sometimes you see that even identifying the robots as well, because we don't know, anybody can create the account and anybody can design a program or a software bot to do things what generally human beings do. That is the reason we get CAPTCHA, and now through the image recognition or vision recognition techniques or technology, the robo are also very smartly designed and built so that they can also identify the characters, pattern recognition. So the authentication is gone beyond one more step. So what is that? Along with the CAPTCHA or the image, they identify and they make use of images. They ask you, the user who's registering or who's signing for the first time, to identify the pictures where one particular object is being seen, right? So So every day the security aspect is becoming much strong, but still some cases or some circumstances are inevitable, when our personal data gets leaked, or if the data breaches happen to a server, in a huge amount, or some sensitive data is being leaked, then definitely we should be very careful. Okay, so web server passes the request, and finally it is stored in the database server. So database server, it could be Windows Data Center server or the SQL server. Okay, so if the information passed on is only basic information or basic details of the customer, then a data center server would serve the purpose. And if it is a query, being asked by the customer, then definitely it should connect to the SQL server, right? And third one, the next step is the database server updates the RFQ status as published, and the web server will be definitely Windows Advanced Server, Internet Information Server. So I think you people have heard the concept of SAN, right? Storage Area Network. So it's a collection of huge databases. Storage is provided for the data, and even the distributed networking or distributed way of handling the data comes into picture. So data grid, it's also called as data grid. Sorry. So you have the storage area network. So the next step would be definitely transactions and user activity log for billing and marketing purpose. So sometimes it so happens that we make up our mind initially when we see the product, to proceed further by placing the order or moving that particular product in to the cart. But when after moving or adding it to the cart, when we or when the application takes us to the payment activity or payment window, we might decide not to go for it. It could be for any reason, just for fun's sake we would have ordered or we would have pushed it into the cart. So when the payment happens, maybe I will decline it. I will not like to do the payment and further process it. So the moment that thing happens, what needs to be done in the back end is a rollover or rollback needs to be done, because for example, whatever product I had viewed, it was only 3 in number. One, I pushed it to my cart, right? So the number becomes 2. The count of the object should be decremented by 1, right? So if I have ordered for only one object or one piece of the item, so the moment I decline the payment, I don't want to do the payment, I don't want to purchase that, then definitely there should be a rollback, in the database, that 2 should be updated to 3, and that should happen, instantly, dynamically. And since you people are now familiar with, dynamic website building, you'll be in a much better position, to understand how dynamically the web pages are refreshed. So that rollback should happen, and the database state should be exactly the way it was before I had placed the order, right? So logging facility or the logging time or the activities which was carried out between the timeline or the time frame from the time I placed the order to the time when I declined the payment, everything should be logged, right? So that is why activity logging is very important. Okay, so transactions and user activity logged for billing and marketing process is essential. And back office application server, this is definitely the infrastructure required, they are mentioned here. So Windows Advanced Server clusters, and one word ERP software, Sibyl systems. And the next step is application servers notify suppliers of the new RFQ via email. So the notification could be in any way. It could be through mail, it could be through SMS, or it could be through a personal call from the customer support center. It could be any way, it's a notification. So finally, the request which was raised by the customer, it should be processed. So again, it will go back to the web server, and web server sends the confirmation to the browser, which can be viewed by the customer. Okay, so this is the e-commerce technology with the help of information technology or internet, how it is processed. Students, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I got disconnected, right? So what was my last statement? In fact, where was I? What was I explaining when I got disconnected? There were some technical glitches. You were all there when I was explaining about the business to business, business to consumer. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what does OLX do? Anyone of you just tell me. Can it be best suited for consumer to consumer kind of e-commerce? What does it basically do, OLX? So you don't have any brand attached. You don't have a big, big buyer, business tycoon attached. So it is customer to customer, right, or consumer to consumer. I have something which is of no use for me further, so I would like to, sell it to somebody who might be in need of. So I will, post the ad on OLX, right? So anybody who wants a particular thing or in need or requirement they're having, so they can do it, right? I mean, they can purchase it. So some sort of negotiation, all those happens, right? So that is the best example of consumer to consumer. And even with respect to, what purchasing home or purchasing any furniture, also there are so many consumer to consumer, applications right now. Okay, next. So this is the architecture. I want all of you to draw it because at least once, okay, don't draw now. Anyway, I will be giving you assignment, not an issue. So this is the architecture, e-commerce architecture. So you can see here the important, the components. You have the access control and security. You have profiling and personalizing, search management, content management, catalog management, payment, event notification, workflow management, collaboration, and trading. So you can see all the components are related to one another in one way or the other, right? So it could be, for example, see here, these two are interrelated to this, and only after search management, I mean, from here it is related to collaboration and trading. So you can see there is an interdependency or a correlation among the components, right? So if I have to look with respect to access control and security, then definitely it will take care of the preventive measures or the security measures or security aspects, right? Because authorization is more important. Authenticating the right user to make use of the right information is very important, right? And access control also. If the customer or the user is a new user, what are the things he or need to be given access to? Okay, that is also more important. If I am a valued customer by purchasing products frequently on that particular web portal, then I'll be considered as one of the valued customer. Maybe the information or the content what will be shown to me from the website, because I am a special customer, value added customer. So it will be completely different. The data view for me with respect to application or the website will be completely different when compared to the website view for the newly registered user. Okay, so access control is important. And for me, I need not get to know the information about how many value added customers are there, and so many other aspects of the business, right? So next, profiling and personalizing. Again, I said, behavioral personalization based recommendation engines, are the latest trends. So based on our behavior of, browsing the internet, okay, what kind of web pages we browse, what is our interest, what is our routine, and which time of the day I'm very active over the internet. So, everything is being monitored, everything is being analyzed, and during that particular time itself, maybe on my mobile device or even on my laptop also, some notifications will be just pushed automatically, right? because assuming that the people who are into analytics, or the who generally do the analysis, or who will be planning or developing the recommendation post for me, it's very personalized. So maybe they will just feel that I might be available online between during this particular duration, and posting some ads might be turned up profitable for them or for their business. So it's important. Sorry. So profile management, personalization, behavior tracking, and search management, content based search, parametric based search, role and rule based search. So it's important how I search something. See, for example, if you're looking out for something in the Amazon web application, or mobile application, the products which will be appearing for me might not be the same list of products which will be appearing for you, because the way I search, the way you people search might be totally different. The keywords what I key in will not be same. No, definitely it will not be same. So again, it depends on what kind of parameters I use and what kind of content I type into search. Okay, or it could be some rule based kind of search, right? So it depends on what we search, and what we key in. Each one is being categorized, either it is content based or parametric based, or role and rule based search. So content management also, as I said, dynamism should be existing. So dynamic content generation will be there. Or if you can see my screen, right? I have shared my screen or not? Yeah, I have shared. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So dynamism should be there. Dynamic content generation should be there. Data repository. Yes, repository is very important. And catalog management, even the pricing calculation also. Sometimes, when there is a discount on some particular product, we might be very much interested to know if it's okay. If I order for something, some technical gadget device, which costs around 15,000, and they say that for value added customers, or customers who have already made purchase for the same brand, will get some discount, right? So I'm more interested to know how much discount I am eligible for. So automatically when I click know my discount offer, or know how much subsidy is being given to me, I will be definitely taken to a different web page, where based on my history, okay, customer history, how many times I have purchased the products of the same brand, it should calculate separately for me. And it is definitely true, it will be different for all the customers. And even a customer who is placing order for the very first time, for him or for her, the calculation will be totally different. So pricing calculation should be instantly done. Product configuration also, sometimes only images will be shown, right? So we might not get the complete details about the product, the complete configuration or the specifications. So we might need to browse through for that also. And the catalog generation, yes, this is always there, since we should get that look and feel concept of the product, how it looks, how it can be used, and definitely there'll be one demonstration video attached to it. And along with that, we will also get so many categories, like you can go for a similar kind of products also, right? So catalogs, various catalogs will be popped up. And coming to payment, definitely we know shopping cart is there. Payment method support, as one of your friend was mentioning about, either the payment through the nationalized banks or UPI. It depends whether we would like to go with the UPI or credit card or debit card or net banking. Again, we have so many options, in fact. So payment support method. So even when the window takes us to the third party payment gateway, then also everything should happen in a secured way. So the moment it is being redirected, we are very cautious. We see the toolbar, the address toolbar, whether the secured lock is there or not, because we are making a transaction, digital transaction. So we have to be very careful, in fact. And payment verification also. And yes, workflow management. So buying process automation. So the entire process can also be, the buying process can be automated, in fact. And document management, yes, documentation is very important. So it is something, it is not similar to activity logging, okay, it is something different. Or for example, per day basis, how many products were booked or were placed order for, and how many products were delivered, how many products were, they have reached the locality but not yet delivered, and how many products have been cancelled. There's so many things which they need to maintain. So activity logging is time to time logging of logging details, where what happens every minute over the internet between the client or the customer and the server side. Next, event notification, yes, so event driven transaction messaging. So automatically you might have witnessed that yesterday, for example, if you have searched something over the Flipkart or Amazon, the next day morning itself, you'll be thrown a lot of notifications, on your device with respect to what are the discounts offered for the product which I am looking for, right? So those event driven transaction messaging is important, and messages to be pushed, either they can do it on email or the dashboard of our login page, as well as if we are part of any community or the forums, then the news groups are also there. And collaboration and trading, so it is mediation, negotiation, bidding, auctioning, collaborative buying, and online community. So it's all about the community, what the online users they generally have, because based on this only, nowadays everyone would like to know what is the review of this particular product. Based on reviews only, we try to select which one is the best for my price or for my tagline. So that's important. And some reviews are genuine, some reviews are fake. So again, we should be very smart enough to understand which reviews are good and which reviews are not good, and how the market competitors will generate some random customers, and they insist those random customers to give some fake reviews or bad reviews about a product. Again, it is a marketing strategy, it is a competition amongst the rivalry companies. So many things happen. So we should be very cautious with respect to even reviews also. So it's always best whatever we choose, it should be very cautious decision, and at the same time it should be smart. We should be smart enough to handle all this online shopping or digital banking or mobile banking. Okay, so each one of it is again explained, so I don't think, okay, till here workflow management is done. So I want you people to read these slides. Okay, whatever I explained just now, everything has been put here as points. Okay, today I will post these slides in your file section, so you can just have a look. Okay, so from here we will take up in the next class. So even an example of workflow management also is there. Event notification, collaboration and training, electronic payment process, and there is one example how e-payment happens. Okay, so we'll just stop here. Okay, let me see what is the attendance status. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, only 18 students are present. Okay, then fine. Thank you from my side. You can all leave.